pretty thrilled with that costume. Other than that, I think I've been a Ninja Turtle a couple times, and I probably went for like 3 years straight as a Mexican, which I know is not very racially sensitive, but back in the late 80s, early 90s, you throw on a poncho and a sombrero, your dad rubs some makeup on your face, you're a Mexican, get out there and get some candy.
get some work.
Yeah.
You didn't go out there with a big bag of oranges?
No, and I probably wouldn't have been too thrilled to get oranges, nor would I have understood why I would have any or gotten any.
And eventually you were just too sleepy on Halloween night to go out.
Exactly. I mean, basically my knowledge of Mexicans at that point and Mexican culture was informed pretty much entirely by Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Yeah. Do you know about Speedy Gonzalez's less revered and less talked about cousin?
No, where's he from?
Slowpoke Gonzalez? Slowpoke Ramirez?
No.
He's just always so lazy. He doesn't feel like it. He wants to take a nap.
He's the one who was selling oranges by the highway that just never got any of them sold.
Well, he's a mouse. I don't think he'd successfully sell any oranges. Like, the orange itself is as big as he is.
Not with that attitude.
Well, I guess, yeah. But yeah, Speedy Gonzalez is like a really positive Mexican stereotype, aside from like all the ay.
Arriba.
Yeah, all that. And Slowpoke Ramirez, not so much.
Both sides. It takes all kinds,
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's my first impression, and it has not yet been broken, I guess. I haven't seen another mouse.
Any other Mexican mice to change your mind on what Mexican mice are like?
I mean, Fievel went, well...
He went west.
He was an American.
Yeah.
And he went west.
Yeah.
But that was it. He kept his wits about him.
Well, what is that supposed to mean?
Well, he kept his American side intact.
Yeah.
He never really let the foreign places influence him that much.
Okay, well, that's a weird way to put it.
To say intact or...
Yeah, well,
or
either one, the foreign influences. Because also keep in mind, Speedy Gonzalez, not an American who culturally appropriated the Mexicans.
No.
He's a fictional character who is from Mexico.
Yeah.
Created by people who culturally... interesting. But what about Fievel? I don't know enough about Fievel.
Fievel was just a little runt.
I mean, his family moved to the New World, right?
Yeah.
And then
it was around that time.
He went west.
Yeah.
But with his family again, right?
In the sequel, yeah. Or maybe he just got a little older and wanted to see what the new frontier had to offer.
Yeah, why not?
You're a young mouse. You got your whole next couple of years ahead of you. They don't live very long.
No, they don't. So I guess, yeah, make the most of it, Fievel.
Yep. What were we talking about?
So, Matthew, some childhood Halloween costumes.
Yeah.
You have been an octopus and a vampire. I've been a Mexican several times. A Ninja Turtle and a Luigi.
Nice. We should go again this year.
No, let's not. We'll be big chalones.
Big chalones. We'll cover our faces. No one's going to know. We'll go right up to your mom. Your mom's going to call us a big chalone. She's not going to know who we are.
No, I
think
guess
your mom
not.
would recognize you?
Depends on the costume, I guess.
Are there any costumes you never got to do? Because there's one or two that I know I'll never be able to do.
Well, I feel like maybe in high school I asked for you to build me an Iron Man costume. Yeah. And for some reason I believed you could do it, like overnight.
With construction paper.
And like boxes.
Yeah, one night. Because I built you
did us Ninja Turtles.
Out of big pieces of construction paper.
Yeah. So, and they were pretty good. You did a good job.
Yeah.
It was
okay.
In retrospect, they were real simple. And you did a good job.
I also didn't know what Iron Man looked like. I didn't have the internet.
No, he wasn't a household name at that point.
Yeah.
I was pulling deep cuts and telling you to make costumes of obscure Marvel characters at that point.
Yeah. Now I do have a question. This is about the costume I would like to dress up as one year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know how everyone's saying girls don't have to dress up as princesses and and fairies. They could dress up as anything they want. So a girl, if they wanted to...
I saw a commercial just the other day where it was a Campbell's soup commercial, but it was a little kid was dressed up as Spider-Man and perched on a stool then hanging off the stairs and doing all kinds of like, Spider-Man-y poses. And then they perched up on their dinner table seat.
Oh, I know where this is
going. And went
to
eat the soup. She had to pull up her mask. It was a she all along. Even a girl can be Spider-Man eating soup.
There you go. So we're breaking boundaries all over the place now.
Mm-hmm.
You can have women be anything they want. Can I, this year, Sebastian?
Tell me you want to wear a dog costume.
No.
Not a costume of a dog, but the costume that a dog would wear.
I would like to. They're too expensive. I want to go with Steve Urkel.
Okay. Oh.
You see my dilemma.
I see. It took me a second to see where Matthew's mind was going here. Well, just be a white Steve Urkel.
A white Steve Urkel is just a nerd.
Well, I don't know. If you've got the suspenders, if you've got the stripy red and blue shirt, if you've got the voice,
then it just seems like I've only done 50% of the work.
No, that's most of the work.
The real costume is, head to toe.
I think unless you have a rubber mask, you're just not doing that costume, Matthew.
That's not. I saw a movie called White Chicks. I believe it was the Wayans brothers.
I feel like it's not the first time you bring this movie up as if like maybe you saw this documentary and you're going to tell me something about it.
It was better than the documentary. This is just it's a perfect example, Sebastian. And I think if the Wayans brothers can dress up as white women for a film, I should be able to dress up as Steve Urkel for one night. One night.
I mean, part of that is that they're reversing something that has been against their culture for a long time, right? So they're taking and reversing it and make it their own. You can't just like take an old racist stereotype and be like, but I'm just using it for Urkel.
But is that a racist stereotype?
Well, the whole blackface thing, white people taking black roles and like playing them up real cartoonishly for entertainment. Matthew, this is basically just a blackface performance.
See, I guess I'd have to go to an all-white party then just to be sure that I wasn't
I think what you
offensive.
need to have to do is not do this Steve Urkel costume the way you want to do it. I think either you do it as a white person or you get a rubber mask. That's it, Matthew.
This from the person who went as a Mexican 3 years in a row.
Well, I mean, it was kind of put on me. It's not like I was like, oh boy, Halloween, here it comes again. Can't wait to dress as a Mexican. I think it was like my folks are like, what do we have around? My dad had a poncho for whatever reason. My mom had this lovely sombrero for whatever reason. And so I got to put those two things on and walk around with a bag for candy.
Yeah, maybe the time to do it was when I was a kid, and I could just say my parents put me in blackface.
Exactly.
And now I love Steve Urkel at all times of my life. So.
And yeah. And a good thing about that Halloween costume was I'm wearing a hat and over a winter coat. Wear a poncho, still a poncho, still looks like a poncho. The poncho doesn't, the winter coat does not ruin that costume.
See, you're good at this. You should give it another shot,
Give Halloweening another shot?
Yeah. Can I hear your best scary voice? Because I heard it a bit when we said Burger Edition, but I want to.
Well, what kind of scary voice?
I don't know. Like when I did it, when I said Burger Edition, I really felt like I sounded more like that announcer from SNL.
Oh,
he's announcing names.
Oh, I'm so upset that I don't remember his name right now. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Because I said
But he'd yell everything like this.
Yeah, because it's a ghost. I'm saying, welcome to Country. They're like, Burger Edition.
Yeah, that's very SNL.
That's what he does.
Oh, gosh. Pardo. Jim Pardo? Something Pardo. Brian Pardo? No, I don't know.
There have been multiple. He's at least the second.
He was the first one, and he only died like 2 years ago. They just replaced him like last year.
But someone's still making that voice, right?
No. New person, different voice.
Oh, okay.
Pardo. Don Pardo.
There we go.
Yes, good for me. But
the ghost of Don Pardo.
Yeah, I guess I did sort of like
accurate.
A spooky, scary voice, Burger Edition. But like, if we're going like a demony voice, like I've still got a few variations. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is like Dr. Claw. What would be Burger Edition?
Ooh.
Which is sort of a demon-y voice.
Yes.
But like, I've also got sort of like a burger. Oh man, that's tough to do. Oh boy, let me have a sip.
I'm excited
Take
to hear
two
what's
on
going
that
to come
one.
out of you.
Burger Edition. That's kind of weird.
Sounds like a intense whispering. One of the choices on the computer.
Oh boy, that's so weird.
Yeah,
I mean, we could sit here saying Burger Edition in all kinds of weird voices.
Let's do that. That's what the people want. We got to get another episode of Eye Gouger out soon.
Yeah.
Just saying, it's not going to happen for Halloween. As
No,
you can
obviously
tell.
not.
But maybe
maybe there's like
Gouger.
a Wednesday the 13th that we haven't been paying attention to that's coming up, right?
It should happen all the 13s of Fridays. All Friday the 13th.
Or 13th, Wednesday or Friday.
Or Christmas, whatever comes first.
You know, whichever.
Oh.
A very special holiday edition of the Eye Gouger.
There you go. What were we on about? What were we talking about?
Halloween costumes. Steve
have-
Urkel.
Steve Urkel isn't... Whatever, fine. It's not going to happen. I don't even know what I would use to paint my body that color. I think in the old days...
Would be the...
Shoe polish.
Yeah, see, now you're getting worse again.
It's just cheaper. It's a cheap option.
Is it really? Is it really cheaper than makeup these days?
I guess not.
Shoe polish is not that cheap.
You know, I dressed up as... what's his name? Johnny Depp's character from Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow once, and I put so much cover up on, like so much makeup, that I was really pretty brown.
Yeah, I do remember that.
That was a step in the right direction, I think.
Not to retread a story that we may have told on a past episode, but I went full black.
Oh, you did
for that same party.
Yeah,
but I was being a shadow. And I also didn't realize what I was maybe doing at that time. I was young and unaware of blackface ever being a thing. And I dressed as a shadow.
Yeah.
So going full black seemed appropriate. I mean, I wasn't wearing like a dark brown makeup. I was wearing black makeup, like on my arms and everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, everywhere that wasn't covered by black clothing.
Yeah. It was only when you tried to steal Derek's VCR that you got called out on it. You were just a shadow, and you didn't. You wanted to watch them.
Derek being Peter Pan for that party, it was so appropriate that I was starting shit with him the entire time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Stealing that time that Peter Pan's shadow stole his VCR. Oh my gosh. This is the episode that's going to get us shut down.
Yeah.
So Matthew.
Yes.
You've never had Chef on Call before.
No.
We ordered our burgers. They got here in a reasonable time frame. You loved the presentation. Once you opened up your little box, you had a burger all nicely wrapped up, a bag full of French fries, and then more French fries.
Yeah, just to fill up the empty space. That was nice.
So what'd you think of the burger? I'm kind of curious. Did the Doritos stay crisp? Did they become soggy? Did they add flavor and texture to your burger?
They did. They did add flavor. They added texture. They didn't stay as crisp, but there was a few crunches because they're not flat chips, so they got some grooves.
Not ridges,
some of those little ridges, some of those grooves stayed completely dry. It's delicious.
Oh yeah,
I do that sort of thing when I make sandwiches myself. I'm making a bologna sandwich. I'm taking chips, stuffing them in, crunching it in there. I'm putting chips in everything I can.
I'll sometimes do that, but what I do with Doritos, I said do, is I'll crunch them up and put them in burritos. Burritos with Doritos.
Yeah.
It sounds a little silly, but it does sounds a little silly, but it does actually add a little extra flavor and a little extra texture that's real nice in a burrito. And I feel like on the Mexican theme, it all fits in together.
You did a little dance there.
Did a little shoulder dance there.
Yeah.
It was in a little Arriba type of thing.
Man, that sweater is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Is it new?
No, it's very old. I got a D pillar. It's like a shaver for your sweaters. I didn't even quite finish this one, but it's making old sweaters that are